The Rams may have a monster waiting to explode back onto the field, but Aaron Donald still isn't ready. And the shocking reason has nothing to do with football. He's questioning whether he can still be Aaron Donald.
He's like, we are just trying to work on the consistency. That's been the issue for them. And once again, we see a high point of some of the inconsistency. Marcus, we've talked some about the way that the Rams offense struggled. Yep. Matthew Stafford, of course, had some uncharacteristic mistakes. But what specifically was wrong for them?
Well, obviously, Boogie, it goes back to the turnovers, but it's when they happen as well. Right. Mistake, we'll get back to it. Right. Next possession, they walk the ball down the field and score a touchdown. I think the team still leaves with a great deal of confidence. But it goes to show you how much turnovers matter. And now that we're getting around playoff football, ball security is a premium. I will say this, though, Dan. You said the Rams didn't show up, and I agree. I see the travel.
Defensively.
The Rams' mistakes were already alarming, but what came next was downright insane. The biggest weapon they could desperately need still wasn't ready to return. And then the bombshell dropped. Is Aaron Donald actually coming back?
Is he back yet?
Where is Aaron right now?
Is he back yet, Albert? Like, what's
I know, like, right? Like, no, I would say. So I think the best way to put this is like that he's seeking clarity on it, and they're going to give him as much time as he needs to find it.
Is that money? Is that money? Is that what you're? Is that
money could be. I mean,
money?
look, like
what
that's
clarity does he need?
That's one thing that's come up too. Like, honestly, that is one thing that has come up that I like. That like, and this isn't from Rams people or from Donald's people, but. Okay. I mean, one thing that has kind of continually come up when I've talked to other people in the league about it is like, how do you work out the money part of it? Like, and how much are you paying him, and how does that fit into their budget, both cash and cap, you know? Like, so yeah, I mean, there's that piece of it too. I don't think he's going to want to come out there and play for free, you know? Like, that's not what this is either. So look, like, I think, I think the bigger piece, like, and this is just me talking, but I think the bigger piece is him feeling comfortable that he can go out there and be Aaron Donald. Okay. And that's what I said to you at the very start. And the trouble with that, again, is that it's not just his ability to go play football at a high level. It's to be Aaron Donald. And like, I think it's just a process getting there. And I think that's what he's seeking clarity on, is like, can I go out there and be myself? They have a plan in place. He and Sean McVay are very close. I'd expect it's going to be 30 to 40 snaps a game. They feel good about their depth at the position. They're not, the cupboard's not bare there. They've got Kobe Turner and Braden Fisk and and Poona Ford and Tyler Davis. They've got numbers there, like, so they don't need to play them 50, 60 snaps a game. So the plan's in place. Everybody's ready to hit go when Aaron Donald tells them to push that button, but obviously he's not there quite yet. And he has been working out, by the way, at that facility. I think we talked about this before, but that's where he's been kind of testing himself. I know Giff Smith's been a big part of that process for him, one of Sean McVay's assistants. And, really, like, they had to report these things when he puts a helmet on. I guess that's the league rule, which falls into the category of you learn something new every day. I did not know that before all this.
Listen, the whole thing, and just to wrap it up, the reason why it's difficult to understand why he's not back yet, when the answer is he's still trying to see if he could be Aaron Donald, it's tough for fans, or certainly me, to grasp that, because we just assume, wait a minute, he can't be Aaron Donald anymore? And I know he's human at the end of the day. He just looked like that to me.
Oh, he's what, 35 now?
Well, no, I think he's younger than that. You want to look that up, Chris? But he could be in that area.
35.
35, you're right. I mean, so, yeah, it ain't easy. I understand, to be Aaron Donald. It just strikes me, the question mark has always been, does he want to do it? Right.
And
not
and
that can he do it physically? And the other thing is, the reason why I said money is because, hey, he's trying to, get clarity. That does sound, in a way like, a euphemism, seeking clarity for money. But I can only imagine, like, that is the last
I'd like
thing.
some clarity, too, if that's what we're...
Exactly, you know what I mean? But less, like, come on, man. Like, there's money in the Kroenke banana stand.
Yeah.
Like, they'll figure something out. You know what I mean?
Right.
But... So, wow, okay. I guess he's just got to figure out that he's human after all.
Yeah, and I think it's like it's interesting too because I've felt this way all along. I don't know. I had a great conversation with Eric Weddle about it, and like Eric is. I mean, I was the closest thing I could think of. Like right when this first came up in June, like he was the first person I called.
Me too. We had him on.
And and he was great talking about it. And it's like there's all other human parts of it, which I'm sure those two have talked through this. But like Eric told me, like he tore his pec. Like he still feels that. He still feels the hamstring pull. Like there's real life implications to all of this too. And you wonder, is it like I've felt this way all along. And what people with the Rams have told me is, no, he wants to play the full year. But I mean, like, isn't there some logic to like,
not
maybe it's better if he doesn't? You know what I mean? Maybe it's better if you bring him back in November and you ramp him up slowly in like September, October. I don't know. I mean, like, I think there's a million different ways that you could approach this.
Well, it would be smart. But the bottom line, though, is if he can do the whole season, that way you don't have like we're working something in new. Like everyone wants to routinize the National Football League when they run a National Football League team. There's so many damn variables. I.e. Cleveland Browns this past weekend. Just don't want to deal with any of that. You just figure it all out.
The Rams may have a monster waiting to explode back onto the field, but Aaron Donald still isn't ready. And the shocking part is, this may not be about football at all. The Rams' biggest question isn't whether Donald can physically play. It's whether he believes he can still be Aaron Donald. At 35, after stepping away from the NFL, that is a terrifying question for a player whose entire identity was built around domination. And while the fans are demanding his return, the Rams are taking a completely different approach. Los Angeles isn't sitting around waiting helplessly. They have Kobe Turner, Braden Fisk, Poona Ford, Tyler Davis. The depth is there. That's why the plan for Donald doesn't involve throwing him onto the field for 50 or 60 snaps every week. Instead, the expectation could be closer to 30 to 40 snaps per game, a controlled workload designed to keep him dangerous when the Rams need him most. Third downs, late game situations, playoff football. And imagine the possibilities if Donald lines up inside while another elite pass rusher attacks from the edge. Suddenly, offensive coordinators have a nightmare. But there's one problem. The Rams can't make this decision for him because the roster is ready. The coaching staff is ready. The plan is ready. Aaron Donald is the only one who hasn't pushed the button. There is also the money question. People around the league have wondered how the Rams would structure a deal for Donald and how much salary cap and cash flexibility it would require. And obviously, Donald isn't expected to come back and play for nothing. But the bigger issue may be somewhere else. It's confidence. Donald has been working out at the Rams facility and testing himself. Giff Smith has reportedly been part of that process. The Rams are giving him time because they understand something fans don't always see. Being physically capable of playing is one thing. Feeling capable of being Aaron Donald again is something completely different. And that brings us to the most uncomfortable part of this entire story. Former players understand this better than anyone. Eric Weddle has talked about the reality of injuries and how players can still feel the effects long after they leave the field. That's the world Donald is facing. At 35, he isn't simply asking whether he can run onto a football field. He has to ask whether his body can handle the violence of an entire NFL season. Can he practice consistently? Can he recover? Can he explode against elite offensive linemen? And when the game gets ugly, can he still produce that terrifying first step that made him one of the most dominant defenders in NFL history? That's the difference. The question isn't simply, can Aaron Donald play? It's, can Aaron Donald still dominate? And if he decides the answer is yes, the Rams suddenly have a weapon that could completely change the equation. Imagine Donald returning on a limited workload. 30 to 40 snaps.
Myles Garrett demanding attention outside. Donald attacking the interior. Turner and Fisk rotating behind them. Suddenly, the Rams don't need Donald to be the player he was at 28. They simply need him to be dangerous. Dangerous enough to win one-on-one matchups. Dangerous enough to collapse the pocket. Dangerous enough to change a playoff game with one explosive snap. That's why this isn't just nostalgia. The Rams aren't trying to recreate the past. They're trying to find a version of Aaron Donald that can still hurt an offense when it matters most. But there is still one final obstacle, and nobody in Los Angeles can solve it for him. Aaron Donald has already accomplished everything most players could dream of. 3 Defensive Player of the Year awards, 8 All-Pro selections, 111 career sacks, a Super Bowl championship. Now, for the first time, the biggest opponent isn't another offensive lineman. It's time. The Rams can prepare the roster. Sean McVay can design the workload. The coaches can build the rotation. But only Donald can decide whether he is ready to step back into the fire. And that's what makes this comeback so fascinating. The entire NFL is waiting for an answer to one question. Can Aaron Donald still be Aaron Donald? If the answer is yes, the Rams may have just found one of the most frightening defensive weapons in football. If the answer is no, then fans may finally have to accept something they never wanted to believe. Even legends have limits, and until Aaron Donald pushes that button, the Rams and the rest of the NFL are left waiting.
Yo, mic check 1 to 2, -1, -2. Game over for this video, folks. Smash that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe to stay in the huddle for more. This is NFL Madness, bringing the heat and signing out.